Well, hello folks, welcome back to our ETS2 playthrough. We are back looking at another of the things that have dropped in 1.56. We've been looking at the CZ LOKO Efficient 1000. We took that load in the last one. It's Efficient, not Effis Hunter, as I was saying before, because it's a shunting engine. I don't know why I didn't realise that. But anyway, we are back and we are going to take the other load, the major load, different load that they put in to the game, which is another cargo, another train from CZ LOKO, and it is the MUV75. We are on our way to pick that up, but first we have a scenic viewpoint to pick up, so let's do that. So we're just in Zaragoza. So this is the shopping centre of Zaragoza. That's what we're looking at here. Not entirely sure which part this is the shopping centre. If what we're looking at just behind is the shopping centre. Or maybe that. What is that? Is that a monorail? That is a monorail. You don't get many of those for the pound. I don't think I've ever seen a monorail which is not in like a theme park. So that is a bizarre thing. That can't be a monorail, can it? I've just made that up. Maybe it's just a bridge. It looks like one. Let me know. Let me know if it's a monorail in Zaragoza. Nice bridge though. I like that. Looks like it can hold a fair bit of weight, that thing. Yeah, nice. I guess, yeah, this must be the shopping centre car park, but why are we worrying about a shopping centre in Zaragoza unless it's a massive one? That's the possibility. It's like the biggest one in Spain or Europe or something. Okay, well, we'll just have a quick look at the delivery. So we've got to pick this up from the train foundry, so there are a bunch of train related nonsense that we can get from there. So I'm just going to go there now and we will cut and come back when we get into this place. I want to have a little look around because I think there's going to be some cool stuff in there, and then we are going to be taking our load up to Bayonne in France. So that's a bit of an interesting one because that's not necessarily one we were planning to do. But it does mean we should go through Pamplona, which will allow us then to pick up the Conquistador achievement. No, it's not that. The Iberian Pilgrimage. Now, we've already done 2 out of the 3 deliveries of that, but we needed to pick up Pamplona to be able to do that. So that's what's going to happen. So I will see you when we get to Zaragoza. Right, here we are in the centre of Zaragoza. We've not been here before. It looks really, really nice. But the rather cool thing here is we will be heading to this, I think what must be a train like specialist. So they're selling a bunch of different locomotives. And there's not that many in the game. Thank you very much, Megatron Decepticon, for sort of talking about some of those that are in the game. So there's only these 3 that have come in this new this new update. So the Efficient 1000 and 300 and the MV75, which we'll be having a look at in a second. There was one train already in the game, which again I could get from this place as well. Let me just see what that was. It was the Vossoy G6, which was one of the heavy cargo deliveries that you can do. So here we are. What have we got? I'm expecting to see cool things here. If I don't see cool things, I'll be disappointed. There should be trains. Trains are plenty. Although, how do you get over there? Around here? Oh, there is a train. I don't know how to get over there. How do we... well, there's no way through there. We have to go this way. We have to go this way, right. I see. And then left here. Through here. Right. Got ya. got you. We've got one bunch of stuff there. Not seeing too much here. You can see some trains over there. We're not going to get to deliver one of those. But there we go. There is our beast there. Let me know. That's one thing I'm not really clear about. Why are we delivering this on a truck rather than on rails? It feels like that would be the obvious thing to do. We'll have a look at this beauty in a second. Right. And here we go. It is the MUV75, which is, it's an electric, is it electric? No, it's a diesel maintenance vehicle, basically. You can fit a whole bunch of accoutrements to this. I had a look on the website. It's you can put a loading crane, a mower, a snow plow, whatever you like, basically. You can put it on there to help maintain the railway, which is rather cool. Okay, so we are all hooked up. I've taken a little photo, which will be our thumbnail, I hope. Let's have a look at that map. So we've got a little way to go. We're going to be going on roads we've not been to before, all the way into Bayonne. Okay, folks, we were going to head off. Looking forward to this little drive. Nice to come to this particular location. It's going to take us 3 hours 55 minutes to get there. We've got 268 miles to go. We're not actually getting that much money for it, just over $3,000 or euros, I think. I'm not sure what we're in. We're on the left side of the road here by mistake, and we're taking a left here with the hope not to. It's relatively long truck, even though I didn't think it was. It's not the heaviest load compared to some of the other things, but it is a bit of a long one. So yeah, so we're going to take this load all the way to Bayonne, and we'll do a little bit of a time lapse now. But when I come back, I want to talk a little bit about random loads. Thank you very much to those who mentioned some random loads. I like the ideas quite a lot. So we'll have a chat about random loads that you would like to see in the game, particularly sort of big cumbersome loads. There's one particularly cool one which I did like the idea of, yeah, we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about some other stuff as usual. I can't remember all the other bits that I was going to cover, but we will do those things. But first of all, I think we will head off and do a little bit of a time lapse. See you in a bit. Right, folks, we are just taking the road towards France. We just saw the sign which said that, and looks like we're going through Pamplona, or Pamplonia. I think that's probably how you say it at the minute. And as I say, this is going to pick us up something that or an ability to kind of work on final achievement in Spain. So this gives us the Conquistador and the Grand Tour achievement. Why have we got two of those? I thought one of those was for picking up it was a scenic viewpoint. We haven't picked up any scenic viewpoints here. We did earlier on, but I didn't, mind you, I didn't see anything there, so maybe that's it. So one of the things one of the questions I did have in the comments of the last video, and please let me know if I've got this wrong, folks, is someone said, well, I was looking for the FS Hunter 1000 sort of a special transport job, and I couldn't see it. They could see the 300, but they couldn't see the 1000. Now, my understanding is there are only two routes, both of which are starting out in Germany, on which you can take this particular train. So I don't think you will see this train every single time you look. You're going to have to kind of look a few times, and eventually you'll get it. I was a bit lucky. I got it first time, but I reckon if I looked again, I probably wouldn't see it. Apologies. So I think it's just a matter of just being a bit patient, and you will see it. I think these other ones you will see much more readily. But there was given that it's on a very, very specific pair of routes, it sort of makes sense that you're not going to get it all the time. Right, we're going through here. This is quite pretty. We've not done the road between Spain and France yet in the game, so this is kind of cool. I like this. This is kind of where Andorra sits, isn't it? Not this particular region, but a bit south of here is where Andorra sits, which is high up in the mountains. Yeah, it's not been a bad drive, in all honesty. I guess we're coming into the Vive la France DLC, so you might see a little difference in what this all kind of looks like. But it doesn't look bad. It really doesn't look bad, and I wonder whether some of the Spain DLC, the Iberian DLC, has kind of leached out. It must do. They must kind of have to leach out a little bit, just so it's not such a stark contrast between locations when one of the DLCs is quite old and the other one is much more new. So, cripes. I had something else I want to. So yes, want to talk about random special transports that you want to see in the game that aren't there. Sort of crazy things that you would like to deliver. And as always, Megatron Decepticon came up with a few corkers here. It's one I like particularly, but I think I kind of almost want to slightly change it. But yeah, so number one is a giant Coke bottle, which apparently is based on, which I can't do. I can't do roundabouts and read at the same time. We're asking way too much. All right, where's me? Yeah, the Pepsi Optimus Prime toy. That is something I never saw. Although I always thought Optimus Prime was the coolest of the Transformers, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that looks like, but I can see travelling with a giant Pepsi bottle on the back of the car would be epically cool. Couple of other things. A Victorian house. I mean, we've seen a house, but apparently a Victorian house has been on the back of a truck. I think everything he said have been things that have been on the back of trucks. But the best one was a sperm whale. And that got me thinking of Free Willy, when they had the Orca Willy on the back of... can we go here? Yeah, on the back of the truck. So yeah, you could take Willie. I'd love that. That sounds such a cool idea, I think. But I don't think we'll see that. Apparently they did take a sperm whale somewhere. I don't recall that news story, but they were, I think it said Taiwan that it was done, but it did not go very well. The whale didn't last the journey. So yeah, hopefully we'd have someone spraying him on the back and keeping him happy. But yeah, like those, if you've got any other suggestions of random loads that you'd like to see. Giant Christmas tree, how cool would that be for the Christmas event? Like the giant Christmas tree that Norway gives to the UK every year. You could take a giant fir tree, which would be amazing. Okay, so we have arrived in Bayonne. We are going to be delivering our maintenance truck in Bayonne. So this should be a good one. Nothing there. A lot of stuff going on here, and we'll head back into Spain for the next one. That'll be fine. Yeah, sort of try and rack my brains of other really cool large things which would be nice to deliver. I think the service boat is rather nice, and the fact you get to do yachts and things, not necessarily large yachts, but that's nice. And I am enjoying the locomotives. I'd like a larger collection of those. Apparently, I've not seen this. Let me know if you have seen this. I was looking through the special transport jobs to see if there were any other trains in special transport, and apparently there's a railway car, but I don't recall seeing that at all at any point. We certainly haven't taken it. It was released, I think, a couple of updates ago. I don't have any recollection of it. So let me know if you've taken the railway car as a special transport job. So not far away now, almost into our delivery location. I think the other thing that I saw on Steam was that they've delivered a little bit more information on the coaches DLCs, where we're going to be able to take project coaches, isn't it? Oops. Oh, we got a little bit of a police car wail there. But yeah, project coaches, where they've now talked a little bit about the sort of coaches that, or one of the coaches that will be part of that. And that's going to be the Scania, I think it was a Scania Tourer. They've got some pictures of that. It looks really good. Looking forward to seeing how that works in the game. We had our little video on which was easiest to drive, coaches versus trucks. I think the outcome in the comments was that probably coaches are easier to drive, but I think the agreement was there with me that they are perhaps a little bit more tricky than you think about, and my thought that they might be quite difficult to drive in the context of narrow streets, probably more difficult than a truck. Apparently I wasn't too far away with that. So yeah, that's nice to see. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting challenge, taking maybe some of those coaches in around the Greek islands, because that's kind of where you'd be going, isn't it? Right, don't want to get this hung up there. Oh, we have a 90. We have a 90. We are going to reverse park this gigantic train. Oh, that is epic. Right, how the heck are we going to do this? I think we can turn around down here, and then we just kind of go back on ourselves. There's a lot of room down here. We can just reverse. We can come around in this bit of the yard, turn around, and then go back on ourselves, and it should be fine. Yeah, that's all worked out beautifully. And that will allow us to see, I think, the turn properly. So you fallen asleep? Look, mate, come on. Right, here we go. Come on. I'm a little bit confused. Quite aware what's going on here, but I don't think we're far away from getting this in. There we go. Oh, yeah. There was something funny about the way the train was reacting versus the trailer. Didn't really understand that. But a little bit of XP picked up there, working towards level 42 now. Obviously, the meaning of life and all that good stuff. Nice to do a bit of a reverse part with something so massive. And I'm getting them first time, which is rather cool. It wasn't the hardest 90 you'll ever see, but it was a nice job to take. The other thing that you might have is if you are trying to do that delivery and you're not sufficiently skilled to do it, so you're not sufficiently leveled up, or you haven't got enough of the skill points in the right place. I'm trying to think where that would be. Heavy cargo, probably. You probably need it in there. Then you're probably not going to be able to do it anyway. So you need to be relatively tooled up to be able to do it, I think. Anyway, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. And if you did enjoy it, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you next time when we might be doing I don't know what we'll be doing. We'll be doing something. We might be driving from Pamplona to A Coruña. That would be a fun one, wouldn't it? We'll see you then anyway. Goodbye.